Hey everybody, welcome back to the Star Wars headquarters. Hope you're all doing well, and today we are back again talking about the open world Star Wars game that was supposedly canceled according to a writer at Kotaku. And most importantly, we're taking a look at Electronic Arts' official response about the subject. So yes, Electronic Arts has finally come out and officially talked about this, and there's some revealing stuff in their statement, so we're going to take a look at it. But to get you up to speed, if you were not aware, an author by the name of Jason from Kotaku reported earlier that there was an open-world Star Wars game in development at Motive in Vancouver, Canada, that was canceled. I have the text up here if you want to read the whole thing. And according to him, this open-world Star Wars game, of course, was canceled, and then they are working on a new Star Wars game from the ground up over at Motive Studios in Montreal that should release by 2020 or early 2021. Now, we haven't heard anything from Electronic Arts about all of this until now. So let's take a look at Electronic Arts' statement. And this comes from IGN, so let's take a look. So this is what IGN said. They said, EA has officially commented on the reports that an open-world Star Wars game has been canceled. In a statement provided to IGN, a representative for EA said, "The great work by our team in Vancouver continues and will evolve into future Star Wars content and games." The article then goes on to say this. It says, EA's full statement reads, "There's been speculation overnight about one of our Star Wars projects. As a natural part of the creative process, the great work by our team in Vancouver continues and will evolve into future Star Wars content and games. We're fully committed to making more Star Wars games. We're very excited about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order from Respawn, and we'll share more about our new Star Wars projects, or our new projects, when the time is right." EA did not concretely confirm or deny Project Orca's cancellation, which of course is the open world Star Wars game, but the statement seems to imply the work done so far will be possibly focused into new projects if indeed Orca has been canceled. So what do you make of all of this? Some interesting stuff from that statement for sure. So what I gather from this is the Star Wars Project Orca, which was the open world Star Wars game, may be evolving into something new, and then on top of that, they also have other new Star Wars games or a game in development as well. They did not specify exactly what these games could be, but they did make it clear that they do have Star Wars content and games in development over at EA Vancouver, because once again it says, "The great work by our team in Vancouver continues and will evolve into future Star Wars content and games," plural. So, first of all, I do want to address something. I really hope none of these games are just mobile games. Honestly, I don't want to see just a mobile Star Wars game. We already have plenty of mobile Star Wars games. I'm hoping these are full-fledged AAA Star Wars games for all platforms, including the PS4, Xbox One, PC, and then, of course, the next generation consoles. And maybe they could even do a Star Wars game similar to what Fortnite's doing, where it's on both consoles and mobile as well. I don't know if they're ever going to consider that, but that would be interesting to see as well. Either way, I don't want some mobile game similar to what they did with Command & Conquer, or similar to the nightmare of what Diablo did over at Blizzard. So we don't want to see that. I'm going to get that out of the way. I want to see a full-fledged AAA Star Wars title, and honestly, it would be nice to see Project Orca, or the open-world Star Wars game, come back to life at EA Vancouver after they release the game in 2020 or 2021. But guys, once again, leave your comments. What do you want to see from Motive Studios? Again, there's Motive Studios Vancouver, and there's Motive Studios Montreal. And Montreal Studios are rumored to be working on the game coming out in 2020 or 2021. It's going to be very interesting to see what comes of all of this, but regardless, we know we have Jedi Fallen Order coming out this year, which I'm really excited about, because of course that takes place after Order 66. Now, there's some people worried that Jedi Fallen Order may be canceled. A user by the name of Count Chocula said Fallen Order is still at risk of being canceled, just as the other games that were in development since 2017. There's a risk to everything EA does with Star Wars, it seems. And then the community manager, Ben Walk, responded and said Fallen Order is progressing well. So that's good news to hear that. So Fallen Order is not going to be canceled. It's still on schedule for a holiday release because according to the official Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order website, it's scheduled for a holiday release this year. So again, I have high hopes for that game. It's made by Respawn Entertainment, who of course developed Titanfall 2. I love Titanfall 2. And then we cannot forget that Stig Asmussen, I believe that's his name, is the director who is behind Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And Stig was in charge of a little game called God of War 3, which was absolutely amazing. Now, we're going to jump to Battlefront 2 news. If you guys don't know, there's going to be further updates to Geonosis. So let's take a look at what the community manager had to say about Geonosis. He said, we're going to lower the health of the ATTs on Geonosis in the next update, which is on Wednesday. Should help address the balance of the map and ensure droids have a more even chance at winning. Yeah, so when you get on that second phase or third phase and you're facing off against the ATTs as the droids, I've really noticed that there is a problem with the droids having a significant disadvantage because it seems to be that the Republic always wins on Geonosis, at least in my experience. So let me know your personal experience on Geonosis. Do the droids always win when you play, or is it kind of even, or what happens? So let me know what you think about this. Or do the Republic always win? That's how I should say. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Now, as a friendly reminder, guys, don't forget that tomorrow on Tuesday is the Count Dooku community transmission. So I'm fully expecting the full reveal of Count Dooku, including his abilities, emotes, any additional skins, and so on. And then hopefully we get some gameplay snippets or full images of Count Dooku. So we'll see what happens with that. And then maybe some teases for February as well. Maybe a tease of Anakin Skywalker. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But the Anakin Skywalker community transmission, we do know that that is currently being written by Jay. So we're excited about that as well. So tons of stuff coming up, guys. Don't forget to subscribe right here to the Star Wars headquarters. We have tons of stuff to talk about. And again, let me know what you make of all of this news about the Star Wars games being in development over at EA Vancouver, at Motive Studios. Again, if you take a look at all of this stuff from IGN, there's some really interesting stuff in EA's statement. And hopefully what has happened over at Vancouver is someone came up with this brilliant Star Wars game idea. And then, you know, EA was like, we got to make this game. We got to get it out to people as soon as possible because they're going to love it. I'm hoping that's the case. And I'm hoping they've learned from their mistakes with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Because, again, Star Wars Battlefront 2's launch, as you know, was not good. And the first year of the live service was subpar, to say the least. Hopefully 2019, of course, is completely different for Battlefront 2 with the new large-scale game mode coming out, Count Dooku, and Anakin Skywalker. And I'm hoping we get new maps, of course, such as Coruscant, Utapau, Mustafar, and so on. So, we're going to see what 2019 ends up being. I think that EA really cannot screw up 2019. I really think they have to nail 2019 to get Star Wars fans believing again in their Star Wars games. I think this is the last shot for Star Wars games. 2019 has to be perfect. So I'm hoping that both Battlefront 2 and Jedi Fallen Order are a really good experience for players this year in 2019 and really sets up 2020 to be even a more successful year for Star Wars games. So we'll see what happens. But guys, let me know what you think again about all of this in the comments below. We'll be keeping you up to date on any news regarding the Star Wars projects over at Motive Studios in both Vancouver and Montreal. I'll see you guys next time, and may the Force be with you always.